Welcome to the City of Florissant Podcast, where we talk anything and everything related to the beautiful City of Florissant.
Hi, I'm Mayor Tim Lowery, and welcome to another edition of the Mayor's Podcast Show. With me today is the Director of Economic Development, Patrick Mulcahy. Welcome, Patrick.
Thanks, Mayor, for having me.
Thank you. So, as you know, one of my the things that I promised the residents of the City of Florissant is that I wanted to be strong commercial and residential economic development within the City of Florissant. And it's something I feel very strongly about, and something that certainly is important to me, and I know is important to all of our residents. So, I know that, this past year during the census, we showed an increase in population that we've never seen before. And so I know that there's been a lot going on because you and I have done a lot of work since you've been on the office in the last 6 months, plus with Travis Wilson, that we've done a lot to further things in economic development. So I thought maybe bring you on the show today and kind of discuss some of the things that are going on in the City of Florissant as far as economic development is concerned.
Yes, like I said, thanks for having me. It's been an exciting 5 months that I've been in this position, and we've had a lot of great meetings, a lot of great discussions. One of the things I wanted to hit on today is one of our shopping centers, Cross Keys. Recently, Hibbett Sports moved into Cross Keys, and that shopping center is 20 years old now, but it still looks fantastic and has great tenants. And I think that shopping center shows the great potential of Florissant to other developers wanting to come into Florissant. Like I said, it's 99.5% leased now. We have another new exciting tenant coming in there soon. I'm not sure if I can announce it yet, but I know you're aware of it as
absolutely.
well. And I think people will be very excited when they hear about that tenant here in the very near future. And the strength of that shopping center at our busiest intersection, I think, is going to lead to some other exciting developments and redevelopments right around there. And we're actually working on 2 possible redevelopments right in that area.
Yeah, and I know one's going to be extremely large. It's going to be probably about half the size of Cross Keys, maybe even a little bit more than that. So I know that that's exciting, and I know that's moving forward. And so I know we got the right people on board there.
Yes, and one of the things we're utilizing for these possible redevelopments is the company that we're contracting with now, Retail Strategies, which I know we've shared a little bit about on the city Facebook page, and I think we've talked about it here at the podcast before a little bit as well. But Retail Strategies is a company that they are a national retail recruiter that works with the city hand in hand, and they work on recruiting retail to our city of particular businesses that we currently don't have. And they ask us what we want to see as a city and as a community, and they try to bring those retailers to us, and we're working very closely with them on some new redevelopments, not only near the Cross Keys area, but all over the city.
Yeah, because, and that's the thing is, when you and I go to meetings, and that's a lot of things that people talk about, different stores. They want to see this store, that store here in the City of Florissant. And we certainly have conveyed that to Retail Strategies. And I don't think that there's one of those stores that we've actually brought up that they didn't think was a possibility to move into the City of Florissant. So I know that they're currently working on that. So I know it's exciting to have them on board also.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and they actually came in a few weeks ago and did their boots on the ground tour. I know you met with them, and several members of the community met with them, because we want the community to be involved as well. It's not just the city. We want the community in and engaged, and to hear their ideas about what they want to see in Florissant. And then after that meeting, I actually went out and showed them several sites within the City of Florissant. We went along the 270 corridor. We went on the west side over by Coke Park. We went near Cross Keys, and then we went all the way on the east side near Plaza Madrid. So we looked at nearly every commercial space here in the City of Florissant, and they had some great ideas, and we've already heard some great feedback.
Absolutely. So what are some of the other things that we already know that we were signed and sealed and delivered? We're just now waiting for them to move in or break ground. What are some of those locations that are coming into town?
Sure. So some of the recent developments here in Florissant that people have already seen. We had Discount Tire move in near the old Lowe's. Mm-hmm. That project is complete, and they are open. We've had, like I said earlier, Hibbett Sports moved into Cross Keys, and that's an athletic store that people have been asking for, so that's good to see them at Cross Keys. We had the Peach Cobbler Factory open at Paddock Hills, and that's been a booming success. If you try to go there, be prepared to wait because it's doing very well, which is great to see. Florissant Meadows, after the floods of July 2022, it's great to see a lot of those small businesses. Nearly all of them have opened back up. I know you and I have been to several ribbon cuttings. We were at So Hope a few weeks ago.
Correct.
And it's just great to see those small businesses bounce back and that shopping center full of activity again. We had the Goodwill Excel Center open in part of the old Lowe's. And the Goodwill Excel Center is a GED and job training facility. And we think that's a great fit over there in the old Lowe's. Recently, Narrow Gauge Brewery announced on their Facebook that I believe as of yesterday, their new location is open. They moved into the old Pool King, which is just 2 doors down from their current location at Cagino's. And that'll give them a lot more space to brew their beers. And the cool thing about Narrow Gauge is, as you know, it brings in people who aren't from Florissant into Florissant. We've heard stories from the Narrow Gauge owners about people flying in at the airport, and the first thing they do when they get off the plane is they drive up here to Florissant to get Narrow Gauge and to bring that back wherever they're from.
Certainly, when they do a new release of a beer, I mean, there's people from all over the area, not just the area, but all the surrounding states, and they'll line up outside just to get that beer. So it's a big deal in the city of Florissant, and they are doing just a great job with their business.
Correct. And another exciting development that we've announced, and it's been passed through the city council, is a new Aldi is going in across the street from Coke Park. They're tearing down the car wash there and using the vacant lot next to that car wash and building a new 21,000 square foot Aldi, which will give people on the west side of Florissant another great shopping opportunity for their groceries and other items. Another exciting thing is Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Ollie's Bargain Outlet has signed a lease at Flower Valley to fill the vacancy next to Planet Fitness. This is the old Shop and Save. So with the old Shop and Save, they cut that building in half, and 30,000 square feet went to Planet Fitness. And for the past 2 years, they've been trying to fill that other 30,000 square feet, and we're excited to see Ollie's Bargain Outlet there. Right. That's a national retailer that is very similar to like a Big Lots. They buy discount items from national retailers, so it's good stuff that they sell at a good price.
And while we're talking about that area right there, I mean, obviously, we get asked a lot about the Kmart store. And Wallace Oil recently bought that location, and we've been talking to them quite a bit, having great conversations with them about what they're going to do with that space. And I know that they're just trying to look at everything, but they're definitely committed, I believe, to do some retail stuff, some retail there at that site.
Yes, and that's another one. We've been working very closely with Retail Strategies, with Wallace Oil, and with the other owners of the nearby shopping center and out parcels there to try and get something worked out to get a positive development here.
And then, the other thing that we had closed was 2 of the Jack in the Box restaurants. And we do believe the one at 67 and Thunderbird, that's going to be filled by another fast food restaurant.
Yeah, so that owner of that Jack in the Box, so that facility was not owned by Jack in the Box, and the story there is a franchisee of Jack in the Box had around 70 locations in the St. Louis area and around Missouri and Illinois, and that franchisee went bankrupt. So that's why those Jack in the Boxes closed and other ones remained open. It had to deal with that particular franchisee owner. And the one at Thunderbird and Highway 67 is working very hard to fill that space with another national restaurant.
Great. So that's some of the commercial development that's coming on. I know that we can be kind of vague about this, or we have to be kind of vague about this, but we do have some exciting news on the residential side also.
Yes, we've been working very closely to try and bring some new housing, single-family housing into Florissant, and we've had some great talks recently to try and get some new senior housing into Florissant, and that's something that we hope to announce particulars here very soon with some exciting developments.
Yeah, I think probably within the month the 2 new subdivisions will be announced, as we're working through the legal parts of that right now, and it's going to be very exciting for the city of Florissant. I mean, homes from $250,000 up. I mean, so it's not like we're talking little houses here. I mean, we're talking big investments. So when we know that the market is good for that, I mean, there's been a market surveys done, so we're not concerned about those houses selling, nor is the builders. So definitely very excited about that.
Yes.
So recently you launched your website. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes. So part of the economic development department is marketing Florissant and all that we have to offer. And one of the tools we're utilizing now is a new website called chooseflorissant.com. And you've probably noticed we also have a social media presence. There's a new economic development Facebook page and Instagram page, which is also called Choose Florissant. So I encourage you to follow those on Facebook and Instagram. And on that Choose Florissant page, we will be highlighting small businesses. We have a new program called Small Business Saturday, where we highlight small businesses around Florissant. And then we will also continue our Choose Florissant videos, where we go in and shoot a 2 to 3 minute video for businesses around town. So if you own a small business or you own a business here in Florissant, feel free to reach out to me or the mayor's office or our media department, and we can get you set up on one of those Small Business Saturday posts, or also doing a video for your business.
And I think the one thing that I want to make sure people understand is that when people come to us and say, we don't want to go outside the Florissant area to shop or to go to a restaurant, we believe me, we hear what you say, and we're certainly working towards that, Patrick and myself, that whether or not it's a retail store or it's a restaurant, we certainly hear what the people of the City of Florissant would like to see here, and we appreciate the feedback. And believe me, when we're told something, we definitely go out there and we seek that out. So we just really appreciate that.
Yes, we everything the community tells us, we take it to heart, and we try to do what the community wants.
Okay. So, Pat, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Another thing I'd like to add about the Economic Development Department and the Mayor's Office is we're very cognizant not only of the national retailers, but the small businesses. I talked about how we like to highlight the small businesses on our Choose Florissant page. We also recently relaunched the Mayor's Small Business Breakfast, and we had one in March, and that's a quarterly thing that I think you want to keep going. So our next one will be June 15th, and all the business owners in Florissant are invited to that, and they should be receiving those invitations here soon.
And importance of that is obviously we want to get information to our small business owners. Plus, we want to hear what they're doing. I mean, we want to hear what's going on in their stores also.
Yes,
in their locations. Very good. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Mayor, for having me.
That concludes another edition of the Mayor's Podcast Show. We are Florissant Strong. Thank you.